For the session, we have Mr. Abhishek Dutta, co-founder and director Tiki, Ms. Soumya Vilekar, director and CFO Planet Marathi. And to moderate the session, I would like to call upon Mr. Shashi Udayvar, client partner, media and entertainment, Meta. I request the panelists and the moderator to please come on the stage and take the discussion ahead.
I'm really glad to be here, and hopefully we can make this entertaining, at least. That's the least that we can do for them. My name is Shashi. I'm from Meta. I work as a client partner. I manage most of the media and entertainment clients in the country. Again, like I said before, I'm really glad to be here and hope we can have a great discussion. We'll kick off with a few questions to each of these interesting people. Like they've had really interesting backgrounds and very interesting aspirations, and I'll come to that. And maybe towards the end, we'll take questions from the audience, if that sounds okay for everyone. Yeah, please don't ask us for recommendations on what to watch, but any other questions are fine. Soumya, why don't you introduce yourself? I heard a little bit about you, and I would love to tell the audience about it. I think Soumya's done a lot of things. She's done manufacturing, she's a published author, and she's got like really interesting plans for the future. And I'm sure there are more interesting things that you could probably share with the audience, but why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello, good afternoon everyone, and thank you Shashi. That was a kind introduction. And I am the co-founder and CFO of Planet Marathi OTT, which is the world's first Marathi OTT platform. So the journey has been long. I mean, OTT obviously was born during the pandemic because of the restrictions that we have during the entertainment industry with the closure of theaters and everything. My background has been, I have started from manufacturing industries, which is the typical engineering industries. I still work in that, so I haven't left that as yet. That is a basic background. Why I want to tell this, because we had several patents, and I used to be a key person in the turnkey projects of complete manufacturing industries, which help you in actually dealing with all kinds of people, from the skilled labor to the unskilled labor, to the different kind of setbacks that come during the manufacturing. And this I am saying that during the course of time, I went into writing poetry and then had a lot of books published and all. And that is how I landed into the entertainment industry. And with Planet Marathi, the brand was launched in 2017. It was a partnership with Twitter India, wherein we wanted Marathi celebrities to come on Twitter, wherein Marathi language, Marathi entertainment was not there on Twitter. So we launched there on Twitter India, and post that then we had a small digital platform wherein we took almost interviews, then entertainment sessions and all with all the Marathi celebrities. The idea was to take Marathi language and Marathi entertainment globally. During the course of time, we did many Marathi movies. We produced them right from AB and CD, which was with the legendary Amitabh Bachchan and Vikram Gokhale. Post that, we did Gosht Hai Eka Paithanichi, which won the national award for this year. And during the course of time, obviously pandemic came and all the theaters got closed down. So we were in a fix like, okay, we already have so many movies to release and the theaters are closed, so what is the next step? And the next step was OTT. That is how OTT was born during the pandemic. And then we started with a core team of our tech, of our content creators, and then we decided, let us have our own tech, let us have our own content, and move ahead. And then we launched the OTT. This is the journey, how I came into Planet Marathi OTT and how we started this. And the roadmap is to go into different states and replicate the same model, wherein we have already launched and announced in Planet Goem in Goa. And the next step would be going to Orissa, Gujarat, then Punjab and Bhojpuri, I think. So it is to create regional stories, to take regional stories, regional content globally through the digital platform, which is the OTT, which is the demand of the time right now. In short, this is my introduction. Thanks.
Thanks, Soumya. Thanks for that. It sounds very interesting. It will be really interesting to see how the journey pans out. Coming to Abhishek, Abhishek looks terribly young, but he's got a very experienced brain behind, that young-looking face. I think the only thing I learned about him in the short time I got to know him is that he's in a long-distance relationship with his office, because his office is in Singapore and he's here, and he's always commuting between the two countries. Abhishek, you want to introduce us with some more professional facts?
Definitely. Thanks, Shashi, for bringing up, about my long-distance relationship and giving it a term. By the way, thank you so much, IAMAI, for organizing this event, and it's a great, insightful session that we're all having over here. Good to be with you on the dais, Soumya. Getting back to myself, I have been working in the media industry for the last more than 13 years now. I've worked in television, I've worked in digital, I have, and eventually I got into the business side of it. And right now I'm working with the short video platforms. It's almost 5 years that I'm working in the short video industry. And I started off with the marketing and partnerships, but eventually grown to someone who's taking care of the entire operations in India. We launched Tiki app, in February 2021. And that is exactly when the pandemic was on. We hadn't really recovered from it. And we saw that there is this whole creator community out there, who is wanting to make a lot of videos. We see a lot of our parents, in fact, they keep on scrolling and, they've been watching these videos and, 15 seconders, 20 seconders. And it's really addictive, as they say. So we thought that, why not come into the market and, launch this thing over here in India, because India is huge, right? And we wanted to make sure that, with our expertise, me along with two of my partners who are from Malaysia, and we had our investor from Singapore. So we launched this application in India, and we launched with just 500 creators. And when I say creators, these were actually creators. That these are not any celebrities or not any famous people. They just are talented and they know how to make videos and how to entertain people. Probably we might call some of them, okay, what is he doing? And, it's funny and things like that. But then you would get entertained by looking at them, right? What we were focusing on is providing high quality infotainment content. And that's how we launched Tiki in India in February 2021. So we've got creators who cater to content from across all sort of genres that you can think of. And our biggest intention for launching Tiki was that we want to do something for the creator community, and they've been our most important stakeholder. So we want to be sure that whatever we do is for the creator community out there. We want to help them monetize through what they love to do, which is making content. So that's how the whole Tiki was born.
Interesting. Now let's stay with you. I mean, in a country where entertainment is typically a 3.5-hour movie, where most songs themselves are 5 to 7 minutes. What is the business proposition that you guys are looking to land in this country? Like, what will be your 2 to 3 year roadmap, so to say?
So 3.5 hours movie is something that used to be. It's pretty passe. Even 5 to 6 minute song is no longer the thing. I mean, you look at the latest albums that's coming out, it's barely 2.5 minutes. They don't go beyond that. And that too, if you look at it, what they've realized is that the only way a song that gets popular in today's time is by the hook step. I mean, there are so many songs that we might just listen to and we won't know what the song is called. But if somebody just listens to the hum or something, we'll know what the hook step is, because that's how, especially in the metaverse, we say that, you've gone viral, right? So the virality factor is something that people care about the most. I think Bollywood has also gone towards the virality factor. We have an Akshay Kumar going and doing this, for promoting his film, his song. So I think keeping all those things in mind, what the plan that we have and what we look at doing in the next 2 or 3 years is probably make sure that we are able to one, which I think is very important, looking at today's time, is we sustain with the platform. Sustainability is something that's really important for us, and we are working towards it. One of the biggest challenges that we have is making sure that the creators are able to benefit from the platform. We also know for sure that if a user is coming to the platform, then they want some benefit for themselves as well. So we want to cater to the creators and the users and we want to give something to all of them, because of which they stay back with us in the platform. And we know that, you know, India, like you rightly said, it's huge, and, you know, there are other competitors as well, but then, you know, it's a pie that I think everybody wants to have, and no matter how many competitors come in, there's always going to be a hunger for more. So we're just trying to do our bit right now, and we're just trying to stick to our values that we have and support the creators.
Interesting. Yes, Soumya, I think they seem to have, be very national, while you guys have a slightly different strategy. So how do you think of the next 2 or 3 years in this country?
Well, as he said, the basic thing is you have to sustain. And the second thing is the churn of the audiences. So while the short format videos have come into picture, and while we know that the virality and everything goes through reels, shorts and stories, these are the basic things which consumer is consuming today. But we know that 3-hour films are actually working, and they are the main form of entertainment. So what we have on our OTT is a combination of everything. We have web series, we have films, we have talk shows, we have music albums, karaoke tracks. So it should be always that we are keeping on innovating something different that is being given in form of content. We cannot give the only kind of format that has been available till now. So we have to keep on evolving when it comes to content. Also, the way it has been presented. Number one, we are the only Marathi OTT which makes us completely stand away from the different platforms that are there available right now. So for Marathi audiences, there was not a single destination or a exclusive platform which was for a kind of consumption. So today, whatever was the consumption, it was already only on television or on the rest of the OTTs, which are on Amazon or Netflix. But those were limited shows. So now, today, when we talk about web series coming out of Marathi, when we say that, okay, this is the original content that we need to create, we need to have different shows. Like tomorrow, we might be launching reality shows. We would be doing kind of music albums with the new talents that are coming up in the industry. We would be coming ahead and going ahead with gaming, which is required for the regional OTTs also. And might be therein we go into the theaters and the play industry. So there are different kinds of content that would be coming, and therein the business proposition also changes. The first thing is we have our own IPs, so we know that tomorrow we will be creating different OTT platforms. So it's not only about Planet Marathi, we would be soon launching up with Planet Gujarati, Planet Odia, Planet Bhojpuri, obviously Planet Goem we have already announced. And all the OTTs would be having different kind of content and different kind of pattern to it. So when it comes to Goa, it won't be only entertainment. It would be anybody who lands in Goa will have to download that, because he would be having all kind of information and also the entertainment, that what he spoke about. So if you want to go over somewhere, do something, what are the things to do, what are the things that you want to watch, what are the cuisines you would like to have, what are the kind of churches, temples or anything that you want to do. So you have all the information. Tomorrow you want to book in any kind of villas or staying over somewhere, you want to have a joint somewhere. So any information that you have to need to know in Goa, that would be happening over there. So every state would be having different kind of definition of the OTT. It can be over the top, it can be only entertainment, it can be entertainment, education, infotainment, it all depends on the state and the language and the audiences that require over there. And also, obviously, as an OTT, we have launched with 3 different models. We started with the subscription model. We also now started with the advertising-based model with geo ads. And last month, we started with the transactional video on demand, which is like you can just hire a movie for 48 hours or something. So we have already created the hybrid model for our business proposition. We know the audiences are different, and obviously, they will be consuming content in different formats. So the roadway and the path is too long. Let us hope that we go into different states and then create what we are creating right now.
No, of course. Just staying on that topic, Soumya, you briefly touched upon, how audiences are evolving. They want to, look at content in their own languages from their own region. Are there any other digital trends that you're seeing that you're, looking at when you're planning for the year and a half? Like, what are the big trends that you're seeing? I mean, I know if we had this panel maybe a month ago, we probably wouldn't have been talking about ChatGPT at all, right? We wouldn't be talking about AI, and now we are. Is it there? So I know it's a very evolving space, and what trends do you think are going to be a big influence?
As we said that consumer audience, everybody has a very short, limited span of attention. And we now know it starts from 15 seconds and then the next step is 30 seconds and then it's 50 seconds and all. So if you can hold the audience for 10 seconds, he is going to stay there for the next 30 seconds. And if he is there for the next 30 seconds, he's going to there for the next 1.5 minutes or something. And then if he is there, then obviously he's going to consume the complete content. So we are creating different kind of content, different kind of formats over there. When it comes to series, when it comes to films, obviously the trending has been through the hook step, as he said, through the right kind of reels, through the right kind of shots that has been there. I think the shots, the reels, the stories have highlighted and have made it more popular. I mean, the films are popular, the songs are popular because of all these things. So they are a part of the original content. The original content can never change because you want the stories, you want the films to be there. But then you need to know, like yesterday we used to have only teasers or trailers, wherein we used to judge, okay, this is the content that we want to watch it right now. What we do is, agar kuch reel chal raha hai, okay, this is the best thing, I think I need to watch that. So if you are aware, there's a song which has become very viral, very famous, which is called Kudni Lagalo Saiya. Okay. And I don't know if anybody of you know it, that is from our web series, which is on Planet Marathi, which is called Ran Bazaar. And that has been watched by almost everyone besides Maharashtra also, non-Marathi audience also, because that has touched over there somewhere. Okay, so it is the content that goes. The regional stories will be going in different formats. The formats would be music, the format would be stories, the format would be talk shows, might be inspirational stories, might be drama, might be interactive sessions. So the next thing that we are launching is a reality show, a talent show, and also going on skits and plays. And obviously we have many things in mind which would be launching depending on the tech that is coming up. But when we have to hook our audience, we need to create these shorts. So the shorts would also be coming sooner on our OTT in a different format, in a different name. So that is to lure the audience. And then we know that, okay, our content is going to hook over there.
Thank you. So shorts as a means to discovering longer form content is what I'm hearing. Right? So that's good news, Abhishek, you think? And, or what are the other trends that you guys are seeing?
Okay, so if I have a slight different opinion in that. I think something that's really going to pick up is the Web3. That's a new zone that's being spoken about a lot, and people are yet to explore that, especially in India. I think there are very handful of them who probably know what Web3 is. So I think Web3 is something that will probably make its mark in the coming 2 or 3 years. Something again from a very influencer point of view. Right now, everybody is running behind influencers and things like that. So I think what's gonna be again in the future is gonna be the micro and the nano influencers. Probably, the 3 of us sitting here, and we would be catering to our own followers on social media, and probably our followers would believe what we are trying to talk about. Maybe a shoe that I'm wearing, and somebody's knows that, okay, he's a real guy, I know him, he's talking about it, so I believe that more rather than probably any celebrity going and endorsing. I mean, even if you have to look at it, then probably there's like the 1% which is like the top, the creator or the celebrity, they are the ones who probably get these brand endorsement deals. But right now, if you look, we kind of have lost our trust in that. So probably the micro and the nano influencers are the future, and they are the ones who are going to be the trendsetters. And one more thing is, social commerce. So it's not e-commerce or not a competitor to it, but then, with e-commerce platforms like a Myntra or an Ajio, I mean, they just sell products. But I think if I am probably wearing this jacket and I probably want to put up something, there are these thrift shops that's coming up right now, right? And it's probably somebody seeing it on me and they would want to say that, okay, you're wearing that, I'm going to take that from you. So probably something like a social commerce is something that I also see is probably going to be taking up the space. So these are like a couple of things that we see that, in the future, probably in the next 2-3 years, this is something that's going to be the trend.
So I'd like to just add over here, like when we are launching with Planet Goam app, uh, as he rightly said, we are also having metaverse over there. So that's a kind of switch option that you can have. When you opt on OTT, it would be the normal OTT, but if you switch off, then you will be having the metaverse of the AI, VI of the complete gaming over there, whether it is casinos, whether it is the tourism. So anybody sitting outside India wants to have a virtual tour of what is the place about and how is he going to do. This is going to be there. So we have already created a pattern of the blockchain that we are going to have for the Planet Goem. That's one thing. And also when it comes to, when he spoke about the influencers and the brands or the influencers taking stories forward. So we already know regional stories are the only stories that work, even if it is Amazon, even if it is Netflix. So regional stories have to go globally. And likewise, person sitting with us or person who is a micro-influencer or a blogger or a social contributor in some way has more impact. Obviously, the celebrities do have an impact, but celebrities have an impact on an overall average of a state, region, or country, and they represent somebody. They represent your country, they represent your region, but when it comes to micro-bloggers, micro-influencers, they actually represent the brand over there because they are using it if they have their own fan base.
Thanks, Soumya. Thanks, Abhishek. No, and these seem right, and of course I had given up dreams of becoming an influencer, but you're giving me hope. But how do you adapt to these? These also seem challenging, like from being able to work with very large influencers who are few in number to working with a lot of nano influencers, that requires maybe a different operational setup. And I think even blockchain is not very easy. So how are you guys addressing these challenges? Anyone can go.
So when it comes to like a Web3 or a blockchain, like I said, it's something that is probably going to take a while to make its mark. We are talking about it probably in the West. People have kind of started to adapt it. But in India, I mean, it's probably like, I think maybe another year and we will have a lot of experts for the Web3 blockchain that we've been talking about. And of course, we also have to look at the financials. We have to also look at the cost aspect of it. Not everybody can, I mean, yeah, of course, a VR experience is something that, we would love to have, but then it also has its own demerits, wherein, not everybody can probably just put the VR glares and, just enjoy the 3D virtual experience. Probably some can't even afford it. For a lot of them, it might not even be available. There are certain companies like a Jio who are probably working towards it, who are probably manufacturing and trying to make sure that it's available to a lot of people. But then it's something that will take some time. So probably that, yes, we will definitely look at for us probably solutions like a filter or like some sort of effect that we bring into the picture, which can probably be done with a very good tech support. So we have a tech team that's working towards it. So with that, we hope to reach the audiences with the Web3 and the blockchain. And apart from that, the other thing that you asked was, I'm sorry, that skipped out of my mind.
That's fine. I think I'll come back to you. Maybe
okay.
Soumya can take a shot at her challenges.
So obviously Web 3.0 and blockchain will take some time. We know that it's the future of the technology, but like when I came to start with our OTT, which is a regional OTT, first we have to educate them what is an OTT. Then we have to tell them, still today, I can say that even though we have reached almost 1 million audience across the world, but still there are people wherein we know that the 70% of Marathi audience is in rural places, right? They are still to be educated that, okay, this is an app which is available on iOS, which is available on Android, and you can watch over there. So once they are educated with that, then comes the next level. Okay, we have to obviously advance in terms of features and all, but we have to also keep on educating our people, our audiences, that what is it about? When we talk about metaverse, does a common man know what a metaverse is? When we talk about AI, VR, does they know? When we are talking about NFTs, people are still not aware. Crypto is still a far away thing. I mean, it's a niche level of discussion until now. Until and unless the common audiences know about it, we are still yet to reach over there and to consume the rest of the things. Okay, it can be a very good idea, it can be a very good proposition for businesses to grow, for investments to come in, for advancements to happen, but unless and until the consumer and the people know about it, until and unless they are learning about all these things, this is not going to happen. So even if today we have Marathi celebrities whom we handle, so there are a lot of things that we can foray into NFTs. We can go into our own crypto, we can have our own marketplace. So these are all the propositions that can work, but then unless and until the consumer comes and consumes it, the business is not going to be feasible. So the feasibility has to be understood when we take in the steps. There is a lot to do, but it will be step by step depending on the region where we are right now and how the audiences are growing on. So even if we talk about metaverse, we have to show them, okay, this is how you are going to benefit from it. Is the normal audience going to benefit from it? Is the company going to benefit from it? Or is the international audience going to benefit? So these are all the factors wherein we need to understand, even if we have our tech team, even if we have our tech collaborations happening with different people. We are talking to Magnopus, who is there in US, who would be the best AI VI institute in the world, who had done Dubai Expo 2020. But still, are people ready for it? So we should be creating the roadmap and accordingly going ahead. That is what I feel, rather than just jumping into the herd where everybody is doing what.
No, that sounds really balanced. Thank you. I think those were my questions, and I will open it up to the floor if anyone has any questions.
Thanks a lot for sharing your perspective, all three of you. It's been wonderful to hear the insights. I'm Ratan, I'm from Oracle. All of you would know it's a technology provider. What I want to know from both of you is, how do you see technology as an enabler to your growth strategy, especially in the OTT space? Because without technology, I don't think you'll see. What were the challenges and how did you overcome them with the latest and greatest things like cloud and AI and stuff like that?
So I would like to address that. See, we had options of having technological collaborations with the existing tech stack that is already available in the market, whether it is Planet Cast or many other companies. But we decided to go with our own tech team and our own tech rather than going ahead with somebody else, because we could then customize accordingly whatever is our roadmap. See, if this is the first Marathi OTT, then we do not know what is the audience going to do and what is the reaction of them. Accordingly, we'll have to change the tech side of it. So we went ahead with our own tech team. We created our own app. We have our own challenges of, okay, 3 features have been included, 3 are yet to be done. The gateway has been done. Something else has not been done as yet. So going ahead, we would be creating our own analytics. We would be having our own analytics product. We would be having our own AI. Also the recommendation engine. So there are few different things which are needed for an OTT, and we would be going ahead with it. Obviously, there are 3 different aspects to it. One is your resources, one is your tech team, and one is your time. So is your business giving you that much time to allow the team to develop the product? Or is it ready, available in the market, and we should be taking it and then just putting it across in a... So that is the decision that we need to take, but obviously, technology helps and is a basic and main factor in growth of any of the industries today, whether it is banking, whether it is manufacturing, whether it is obviously the OTT, all depends on tech only, right? So that is the basic factor, and obviously the growth factor would be tech and then the content.
What about you?
So we come from a short video space, right? And we've also started off with live streaming. So something that's really important for us over here is, and we don't want to compromise on that, is the user experience. We want to make sure that, the app is not getting hanged, the app is not getting stuck somewhere, or probably if somebody's scrolling, because a short video platform, right? Just scroll and you watch, you scroll, you watch, you like something, tap on it, you probably like that video, right? So it's a habit that's come within people. And whenever there's a glitch that's coming in, I think that's where the whole retention kind of goes down. So we make sure that we have constant bug fixes. We make sure that there's a new feature that's being added all the time, and we take our user feedback very seriously. So every time, there's a mail that comes to us, we have our tech team, we have our user team. So, they probably look into it. They try to address all the issues. We have, proper setup wherein all these bugs are being fixed, and we want to make sure that, we deliver everything like people wanted. When we launched in India, I think a lot of people, they came to us because they said that, oh, we like this app because we're getting, very smooth interface, a very smooth experience. And something that we do to enhance it also is that, we encourage people uploading content in high quality. So every time somebody's uploading, it's probably like in a 4K or a, 4K 60 FPS or 1080p. So we also encourage our creators and our users to upload these high quality content, because of which the whole format has only become such that if you open Tiki app, you'll only see the high quality content. There's no compromise on that. You wouldn't see anything that's pixelating. You wouldn't see anything that's dark. So we've tried to create that experience, and it's kind of now put into people's head that, if you want to be a creator over here, if you want to do something good, you want to get recognized, then make sure it's high quality and you have the returns coming from them.
Just curious, what is your business model? Is it subscription?
So we have in-app purchases, we have stars gifting, and so whenever somebody's going live, right? So they talk to people, right? It's like a one-on-one human connection that they build. And if probably you like something, if you probably, like if there's something that you enjoy, then probably you would give the host some sort of a gift maybe that comes for a certain value, right? So that's one thing which is there. If you like a video, then you can give them stars and you can appreciate the work that they've done, the hard work that they've put in making that video. So that stars can later on be converted into money, and then the creator makes some revenue out of it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, and all the very best. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for this talk. My question is about, it's a two-parter. So how do you imagine content being a conduit for other parts of commerce? So for Soumya, your plan seems to be creating somewhat of an everything app for every state, right? So how do you imagine content leading users from what they're watching to doing other things on the app, perhaps booking a villa, as you were saying? And for Abhishek as well, people currently are scrolling through the app. They're interacting with the creators. Do you imagine that interaction going somewhere other than your app, or through your app, buying something from the creator perhaps? So how do you imagine that interaction and that experience going for the user?
Hello. So what I spoke about was particularly for Planet Goa, which was the Goan app, which had infotainment, which had other bookings and all as well, along with the entertainment. Because see, the audience over there is of Konkani is around 15 lakhs. So a business proposition won't work for there, right? So I need to have something which is Goan, typically Goan and not typically Konkani. So when I talk about entertainment, it would be Konkani entertainment, and the rest of the things would be in Goan, like in any language. It can be English, Spanish, or anything wherever a Goan is over there. When I talk about Planet Marathi, it's typically entertainment only. So entertainment focused platform is our OTT. So it depends from region to region. That is what I said. Every business, even if it is a model, it has to work into that region. And we need to know what kind of audience sits over there and what kind of business proposition will work for that OTT. When it comes to OTT, we are talking about now today Netflix, Amazon, because we have seen the entertainment part of it. But if you go regionally, you need to understand it's the over-the-top platform of anything. It can be games, it can be digital gaming, it can be entrepreneurship, it can be talk shows, it can be anything. So it can be information, entertainment, user-friendly, knowledge, or anything coming up over there. And that depends from region to region where we are going. So when it comes to Planet Goa, wherein there is a combination of information and entertainment, the local Konkani audience who is sitting over there in Goa doing nothing, I mean the housewives or the people who are sitting in Goa would be consuming the Konkani content, as well as people who want to come and just watch it. But the rest of the people who are coming there for as a kind of, for tourism, for a kind of party, for a kind of seminar, for kind of spending the time in over there, they would be more interested in the information that is coming on the app, rest, besides the entertainment. So they won't be actually consuming the entertainment. That is a thumb rule for what I am thinking.
Just as a small follow-up before getting to Abhishek.
Yeah.
how are you like structuring your teams for this? Because this seems like quite a complicated task with a lot of moving parts. How are you planning the expansion?
We have a different team for Planet Marathi. Obviously, we'll be having a different team for Planet Goa. I'm working closely with the government. We have signed an MOU with the government, wherein we would be creating a single window system for the shoots as well. We are working with ESG, which is the Entertainment Society of Goa, wherein we have signed MOU with them, so that any kind of events and all can be also taken over to Goa when it comes to awards or digital entertainment or anything like that. And we are working with tourism department as well. So all the information would be coming from all these departments. So it would be like easier for us then.
Correct. Thank you.
To answer you, so we are a platform that's basically, for a lot of Bharat users. Our creators are probably the Bharat creators. And our aim is to make sure that all the Indians across the diaspora, abroad, so, they can have the Bharat Connect through the app, right? So if probably somebody is sitting there in a Dubai maybe, and, they're downloading the app, probably somebody's in the US, and they download the app and they want to connect with what is happening locally in the country. They would probably be here and they start following the people. Now the biggest advantage that we have over here is that we work with creators who are like content creators, right? Who are making videos for a living. These are not the celebrities or actors or anything like that. And this is somebody who anybody can relate with. Probably, a common man, a rickshaw wala probably could relate to one of my content creators, and he'd say, "Agar ye kar raha, to, I can also do the same thing." And he would probably say that, "Oh, you're like a big inspiration to me." So probably somebody sitting at a village in Kangra, maybe in Himachal, he's probably watching a video and he's watching probably one of his favorite creator do something, and he probably would comment that, "Hey, you know what, I really like this thing." And they have this very Didi Bhaiya language going on within the app, right? So through IMs, they try to connect with them and they ask them, and there's this whole community that's being formed. And for the people who I'm watching, I can connect with them, I can ask them for recommendations, and that becomes a very easy way for anybody to start up a business if they know how to do it. Probably it can be something of upskilling also. We've got this creator who's probably making like these pack of cards. She just does this one flick, and then the entire cards goes into this formation, like a huge formation. Probably if she wants, she could probably just end the video by saying that, "You want to learn this thing, just make sure you contact me through DM," and she could probably start her own classes. So there are multiple ways that people can also start making revenue out of their own talents, maybe through coaching, maybe through selling stuff. So yes, of course, there is a strong possibility of a social commerce or an e-commerce right here. And if we start collaborating with brands, we know that we've made a fan base, a user base, which is having this direct connectivity. This is having this organic growth, right? So anybody who wears something, or probably who's probably using a phone, or could probably be a ring or anything, it's easy for them to sell the product on our platform.
Just a small follow-up there. Yeah. As for your product, do you have integrations with brands or like stores within your app that creators can access, or is that something in your roadmap?
It is something in our roadmaps. In fact, we also plan to start our own merchandising, but that is again, something that we're under the planning phase right now. But yes, that is definitely there in plans, because whenever we talk about like a Tiki t-shirt or a Tiki cap or anything like that, there's people actually go crazy about it. And this is probably not somebody living in a metro, but probably someone who's probably in Chhapra maybe, and they'd be like, "Oh, I want that thing." And trust me, a lot of our audience or our consumers for in the digital side, they come from this interior parts, and the business definitely has a huge boom coming from that side.
Correct. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Neha, over to you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Shashi, Soumya ma'am, Abhishek. Thank you so much. Excellent panel, I must say. I promised you captivating. It was captivating enough. I can tell you that. Well, we'll break for lunch. We have lunch served in the registration area. I would like to really thank you all the panelists. We would like to have a small picture just to remember.